hasta las 2:30 está aquí. Voy a poner aquí un minijuego. Bueno, vamos a ver.
To see if the enemies were making a mistake, but that's the game. Hornet and Tickers playing the positional game there and winning it off. All this multi-high and low ground coming out. Look at these tarps ball up.
Yeah, this fossil is ridiculous as it goes all the way back. I mean, really, we can actually track the story of Vivid, right? He had no materials through all of this. He barely contributed to that thing, but he survived until top 2. So what a performance there from Vivid, and that's why they're up there. That's why they're in second place right now.
It's always that 1 or 2
Estos son los
pop-up game, and it's
primeros que no
always
juego
also about
los
staying consistent. Vivid
las
and
primeras
Tom
semanas.
keep playing that way.
Porque la
Easily
primera
they can
semana
qualify
llevan
this week
104
100%. We see
estás
Stinks
clasificada
now,
para
the
el
big
debut.
focus of week 10. A
Ay,
lot
chicos,
of people
¿sabéis?
carrying them more than normal. I've
Ninja
seen right now in all
está
these
donde
regions.
fue.
Nice dodges from Gasha
Es que
there, though. We'll see if he can
no
move
quería
forward.
estar con
Has a
Ninja.
lot.
A ver, ¿me ponéis? Vamos. Hola.
Lock and redeploy combo, I think, is one of the most dynamic combos in the game, as you don't have to pull out anything if you fall off from height. It's very easy to kind of manipulate where you want to be exactly with those 2 items. Granted, though, they do take 2 slots.
Con Ninja en el mundial en dúos.
Use of it. Actually, I don't know if we've seen it on broadcast yet, but there's starting to be a lot of innovative uses with the flint knock and the glider redeploy. You actually go faster, even horizontally, when you use that flint knock and the glider redeploy, because you shoot that flint knock, it pushes you with the momentum, and then you're using that glider redeploy to just carry you
forward. Que lo malo del torneo de esto es cuando te quedas sin material y ya no puedes hacer nada. Como la cosa antes al Liquid.
On the server as well.
What is this? Is West just migrating to East? What is going on? Why are you here?
Maybe the timings of West, they thought, hey, we should get into games now, and they fell off on the East. We'll see if they can get the stuff done. There are 2 more qual spots on East compared to West, though, so maybe that's one big thing if these guys think that they can pop off.
I mean, we've seen in the past Psalm, you know, he is a West Coast player, but the first week he actually moved over to East, making sure that he gives himself the most opportunities and most spots, and he qualified first try. He's actually even East still with his partner symmetrical this week, so Pika taking a little bit of a note from that.
Chicos, lo siento por la música que
At the
está
moment,
jugando.
though, this is not the first chance. This is the last chance. Week 10, so everyone's pulling out all the tricks from the bag. No secrets here. We'll see if we get anything equivalent of the pull-off boost. We'll see if there's any secret stats happening as that door edit comes through. People now have adapted to that, though. They know that someone's coming through that door. All his shield off. When he gets onto this rotation, only 2
literalmente
we'll see if Innocence has
otro no.
heals as well to supplement this door. As he gets
Mira,
moved a little bit of interruption there on his minis. He does have shadows available. Once again, 1 player on shadows, 1 player on the balls, and in perfect position as well as he can Hydra from the zone line. A nice dynamic switch onto the floor from the wall once you realize that someone was already pressuring that wall. This is just those micro decisions these players make at the last second of these shots to get that elimination. When they move across the map as well, they're going to be on rotation now. We'll see when they box up and go back.
Bueno, por la espalda le
dan. Not realizing there was a player who's going to immediately realize that he's there.
No tiene curaciones.
Pulling out all the stops.
Vale, su compañero tiene minis para pasar mañana, tío. Para mañana y pasado, tío. ¿La ha intentado? ¿La ha hecho? ¿La ha hecho lo de escopetazo? Los que lo malos están en el aire, tío. Están en el aire. Más fácil es que te maten.
He landed on the mid-ground there, Bala, and he got right to work as Branchies, who is also on East right now, playing it up, gets a big knock down from Assault. He, as soon as he landed, even though he was split, went straight to work, started bullying Davon, who also landed with Fernando on that mid-ground, and he had this insurance, once again getting tagged up, people just predicting everything these players are doing when it comes to sports. There's no safety available. Everyone's on their best behavior. They know all the stops they can pull to get this pressure down. Assault's now getting dynamic with it. Might not move the same way to get that shadow off. It might affect him on the amount of distance he can move, but he still has Matt's 500 wood left, actually, which might prove fatal near the end of the game, as that wood can get shredded through, just like cheese in a grater. We'll see if he can keep it yummy, though. Assault on 41 HP, needs some more food, needs some more eliminations to get that Cypher off and get him back up to 100. Sees that storm line, sight line, as Word Bro gets that EXE'd out of the game. He's off now, 28 builds left for Assault.
No sé cómo van los puntos aquí.
Probably the best mid-ground tarp they can have right now, but they're getting stinked off of it, as there's so many people fighting for these high mid-ground layer tarps as well.
No está Tefue ni Ninja, ya se han clasificado. Ni tampoco está muchos más. Se muere. Botiquines, qué suerte. Qué suerte que tengan dos botiquines para ti. Lo malo es que no te puedes curar. Tienes que ser muy rápido.
Players total, 7 duos still remaining in this game in its final zone. It is time.
1
minute left in the game.
No te lo
They've
pierdas.
been playing super smart. The placements have not even gone out yet. All the points there. Still duos to get knocked down. 8 W keys get sent back to the jungle. No opportunity there for him to get any placements, unfortunately. 1 duo still needs to go down. Assault looking very healthy on HP and shield right now. Has a little bit more time to move through the storm. That storm taking 10 damage a second gives him about 8 to 9 seconds to move throughout without an elimination. Speaking of eliminations, intangible goes down as Assault is now just freaking on everyone. Another shot coming in. Threats is getting eliminated. Can he keep it going? Assault has that low ground layer. It's very dangerous for the surprise factor. Dave Vaughn getting that shot off, but it's not over yet. Creo and Nolan in a 1v1. Both their duos have gone down. Creo with the Superman launchpad on the height. Still has match to answer with it as well.
El otro está muerto, el otro está muerto, el de abajo está muerto, el de abajo está muerto. El de abajo está muerto, el de abajo está muerto, el de abajo está muerto. Ha ganado. Estaba muerto el de abajo, chicos. Estaba muerto el de abajo.
Creo just pulled off one of the most insane clutch launch pads I've ever
seen.
Knowing exactly that
Cuando
Dusty
es
Divot has these, you know, kind
que siempre que tienen altura siempre vas a acabar ganándome. Tienes que tener solamente la altura y básicamente solamente la altura. Si no tienes la altura, pues difícilmente es que vayas a ganar. Uno del team de Aida, de luego está Aida.
We talk about qualified duos in solo. Sap and Zayt now, who also qualified for duos, are going to be looking at getting some more money and placement as well as they keep playing for these top spots for respect and practice as well.
No sé si está el socio con Mari.
Have a few more. They pick up an elimination. A lot of loot to work with now. Looks like they have excess mats as well. They're in zone. They could big up their base if they wanted to, make it a little bit bigger for more sight lines, or they could stay cool, calm, collected. One cool thing. Stay a little bit more low-key and then look for surprise shots where people don't expect it. That's where you can get those big picks. On height, it's always dope to, you know, edit your walls, see if there's any advantage points. But with one you usually have 1 or 2 angles, and you can get those pop-up moments there.
Sap and Zayt, I've been doing a little bit of, I've seen a little bit of on Zayt's Twitter about his strategies going into New York, talking about how he's trying to control his drop spot being Lake. That's going to be one of the most interesting storylines in New York, being the fact that they claim Loot Lake to themselves, but we know how many duos are already dropping there. We know how many duos are already qualified in New York. Zayt talking about, I'm trying to stop anybody else from being in there, because he already has Sean and Aiden. He already has Mitra and Mongo. You know, they're trying to claim Tilted, but they could come back to their old home the way they qualified.
The mind games from duos saying on Twitter, we might be taking this spot or that spot. The biggest theme for Worlds is going to be clashing of all these storylines. Everyone plays in their region. They know the rules, but that always gets flipped. As Juxta gets flipped as well in the Storm, he goes down. Easy Elam points picked up from Sap and Zayt.
I do want to shout out real quick somebody who's been doing a lot of research on those clashes going into New York in solos. He put together all the drops. That's Arcane on Twitter. Absolutely amazing work. He just does that week in, week out. And now we really can look at a map and say, okay, we're going to see this, we're going to see that. And I can't wait for it. But you know what else I can't wait for? It's Fuzzy and Hogman. This is one of the teams that has had those, you know, heartbreaking weeks, those heartbreaking moments, but also very positive, triumphant, because every week they're up there as Hogman picks up webs. Every single week, they are getting so close. And we saw them up on the leaderboard before, right around probably
Vale, chicos, este es mi canal de Twitch, es Juan al LOL todo junto. Grabo a veces un día directo en Twitch y bueno, seguidme dándole al corazoncillo que hay en Twitch. Cuando veis a un directo mío, ponerle la mejor directo mío. Yo siempre a veces cuando pongo el este pongo mi Twitch, Juan LOL todo junto, y mi canal de Juan es LOL separado, que no podía ponerlo separado, tiene que ser junto. Entonces, con los minutos ya. Bueno. Oye, 29 personas en este punto. Esto va a ser... Es que es una locura, tío. Está secret. No es secret. Como el secret este.
The Chuck Splash is one thing you can always bait and switch with. We saw that high ground PG fight about to happen, but instantaneously that these duels can do with utility. They have Crispy going for a nice utility play as his trap gives him some fruition, but he can't capitalize on getting those max ammo or weapon upgrades because these guys have to move for the storm. Sometimes you can get those high priority elims down, but you won't be able to get everything out of them except for just the points, and it might make it so that you fall behind on tempo for the rest of the game, moving on positions.
Speaking of tempo, I love how Sherry here is not, full topping all the way through, but what he is doing is placing a floor and a cone on the bottom layer and making sure that if anybody's going to go below, I can make that edit. I can open up on you.
A lot of personalized styles from a lot of people. Palbro going down. We'll see Cherry actually moving behind his builds as his duo stays up. This is huge. 6 duos left alive now. 1 more placement point left. We'll see who's allowed to play and who is not going to get any placement points from this point onwards. Hogman on the high ground with Fuzzy, who's trying to wall replace. Once again, this genius type of split on height where one person, one target, for the other one goes and does the dirty work. Fuzzy in a dirty situation, but Hogman cleans it up. Very nice stuff there as they get that elim down. Big points available as well for these duels if they can get these elims over and over again.
Se está quedando sin material el chaval. Se ha quedado sin material. Le creo que le está pidiendo material a su compañero. Y su compañero creo que tampoco tiene mucho, así que yo... Vale, efectivamente. Su compañero muerto. Compañero caído en combate. Bueno, ahora tiene material, ahora tiene material, ahora tiene material. Segura. Buena. Qué bien. Venga. Se la hace. Se la hace, se la hace, se la hace. GG. 8 bajas, 8 bajas. Una partida de 10 bajas de la World Cup está bastante bien, aunque no es de más de 10 kills. 11 o algo así. 11, pues es que no sé. Yo es que muy esto.
And right then they just put all the pieces together, a massive 20-point game. Let's go.
Fuzzy Wuzzy doesn't care. Fuzzy Wuzzy will take all your points away and qualify for the World Cup. That should have rhymed.
Sundown has long hair. There's the rhyme. All right, let's talk about some dope clips that you pulled for us.
Yes, let's take a look at some of the individual efforts that are coming out. I know it's duos week, but right now these guys are putting their partner on their backs. First, you can see Vivid, no max, no partner, no problem. Picks up the first elim, then immediately gets the knock onto a rock. He gets the bare minimum of max there, a little bit more, 18, is able to convert it into more. Gets the immediate pickaxe and then finds out GG's only rigor, not enough there. Frags his way into the top 10 and then he's still going. We hopped on board with him. He was at 2 elims, no max, no partner. Now all of a sudden, 6 elims, 75 max, has control of the mid-target, gets himself into that top 5 situation. Almost single-handed. single-handedly, brilliantly done from the week 1 qualifier. It was
Aquí
a great
muere.
effort and
Ya
another
gusta,
great individual effort out of Assault here. Drops down, puts the drum gun at mid-range to work, picking up branches, and then gets the upgrade to that legendary combat.
A ver, yo creo que ya está bastante bien. A ver cuánto llevo en directo.
This is how Innocence and Assault have made their place. They've done it by fragging out and getting the elims, trying to be the only full controller duo. Shout out to Wolfies being the second controller player to make it so far to the Fortnite World.
15 minutos de directo, ¿vale? En directo. A ver, me voy a quitar esto. Ya está. Vale.
Just a brilliantly done play, and will the individual efforts be enough? Speaking of individual efforts, Creo with the launchpad up on the high ground, and then
es que tienes la suerte de estar arriba en un sitio alto. Tienes que quedarte en un sitio alto y al final eres tú el que acaba ganando, porque el que está abajo se acaba yendo porque tiene un montón de construcciones. Por abajo también hay un montón de construcciones y bueno.
Standing so far, and it's slashing keys right now in the top spot, 57 points. The young calculator and Macwood just behind them with 56, and then Aroa and Npen currently in third at 55. The spread starting to get there now, 9 points, but again, it is anybody's match. It is anybody's tournament, anybody's day. All of these guys have been so close, and this is really a who's who of NAEs.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of really big names here. Again, there's only the 3 spots in NA East, so a lot of these guys are going to bring their A game heading into these last few matches. I mean, when you look at even calculator, right, they've got 7 games played. That's a lot with very little margin of error there, so
del top 7, top 7, con 2 7 te dan bueno, no sé cuántos puntos. Porque de nosotros, pero 57 puntos en 4 partidas, se han tenido que hacer un montón de bajas. A ver. Esto está todo guapo. Soy un poquito mío. El sorbete. Ay, el helado, la banana y una pizza. Se me blog.
Today, we're going to be playing for $3 million for charity, folks, and it is going to be an incredible time.
Niña, la verdad, el Ninja, la verdad es que ha bajado un montón su nivel, pero es que ahora yo creo que está mejorando un montón. Por lo que yo le he visto la World Cup, una partida de 11 bajas, tío. Es que me mola, cuando están los picos ahí en el programa, tío. El año pasado que estaban los picos ahí en Ninja con Marshmallow. Es una pena que no esté a Marshmallow. Estás sin funny. Tío, no mola. Haberlo matado a picos, es verdad. ¿Qué tal es?
This is Aiden, we're talking about more damage. Boogie's down to nothing! And Aiden! Victory Royale!
Well, it doesn't connect with the shot. Marshall Lynch hits 75 blue!
One great shot connects up, comes up over top. It's a second right there, and the Rift goes out.
Oh, she's on the run. She's chasing it down.
En España estuvo Flagor y algún otro. Que es que no sé cuál más estaba. Yo solamente diría Flagor, Mark y Locuras. Mark y Locuras también estaba.
Final moments, Golden Boy. This is it right here, the 1v1. It's going to be Aiden going up against Symphony, pushing forward, forcing the activity. Oh! Symphony with the victory royale. Your winner of the second Fortnite Pro-Am is RL Grime and Wow.
I'm a big fan of competitive Fortnite and watching it, so this has been really cool to be involved with.
That was easy, actually.
Easy peasy.
¡Wow! ¡Qué poco! Creo que está Kurat de Toluco. Kotaga, que se cargó a Ninja en el anterior. Marque Locuras. Nickmer, Ninja. Symphony, Cipher, Gifu, Team de Catman, conozco bastante, la verdad. He visto bastante vídeos de la peña esta. Mientras que están ahí hablando, vamos a hacer uno de estos. Ya han empezado. Vale, chicos, ya han empezado. Ya casi 5 segundos. Al juego de los burbos bien más guapo. Vamos. Vale, está.
That top of the leaderboard, we just saw Hogman and Fuzzy clutch up big time. We see names like 72 Hours and Vivid, Aspect and Animal. They're all pushing the top of the leaderboard. So let's get right back into it. Gentlemen, I have Sundown and I have Z. Guys, take it away.
The original duo returns again.
You know us, you probably don't like us, but we're ready to get into the matches.
Speak for yourself.
Week 10 going, I know everybody loves you, but
I was gonna say everyone hates me.
Appreciating humor. The games are ready.
El papá ahí echándose el bidón. Se lo encargó por
of NA East. These are going to be the final, not quite the final match.
Echándose el bidón y el otro viene por espalda.
We're getting down to the wire in terms of the spot. Brazil is getting down there as well. We'll have those results when they're final, but only 5 spots left. And the Fortnite World Cup solos are done, and this will be the end of the duos as Bugga gets sent back to lobby right away. No wall replacement going.
A la 1:30 algo así corto directo porque no me voy a quedar aquí hasta las 2:30.
This is just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. But don't forget, guys, well, those thresholds, all right? Top 15, top 10, top 5 in the victory hour, the placement thresholds. Every elimination is a point. Very simple to remember. We're back in that dual format, and just like Sundown says, this is it. You know, this is the final opportunity for these players to punch their ticket to the finals in New York City. Don't forget that it's July 26th through the 28th. Don't miss it. Mark your calendars. We're going to be hanging out, having a great time, and watching some of the most competitive Fortnite we've ever seen in our entire lives. Right now, Aroa. Looks like some people are trying to just be up in his airspace. He's not favoring it right now. send some shots out. Nothing's quite connected yet on now, but I think it's fun that we're all hanging out with our little slidey feet.
I really dislike. So I actually like box fights more when I have ice on my feet, because for some reason I've actually, like, I went back and looked, I win a higher percentage of them. I don't know if it's just because the chaos or it throws my opponents off more, but in terms of rotating and all that, just absolutely dislike it. But Aroa and Enpen getting pushed on by Destroy, and Destroy will end up being converted over, but he's trying to disengage over. He knows Destroy is going to end up being picked up, is going for the revive on Enpen right now as RJX pushes in, trying to get over towards his partner, but not going to be able to do it.
No sé quién es.
Frost and Devious keep putting pressure on. Balsasama is directly above them as well. No shotgun in sight, Zeke.
That's probably why he's not taking this fight. He could easily get in that box, but I mean, if you're gonna put an infantry rifle to work in that close range, you're probably not gonna hit the shots, especially with a slow, with a shallow magazine there. You probably just don't want to be taking those fights.
Well, it's so close range. It's not horrible, right? 44 to the chest, and then you have the 88 afterward. Oh my God! Headshot. Dini gets sent down right away, and now Baldy knows he has that wall. He's trying to find the shot. Can he find it? No, instead gets ripped up into the sky. He's like, all right, I'll take a free rotation. Would have liked the shot, but a rotation will be nice, as you can now check out the backside of the score. FA Mark, Dodo, Crunchy, and Orbi all trying to make it over to that launch pad. Diego and Aiden just rotating on the low ground. The SH boys trying to find some room. No utility, insight, and hurting on Matt so far.
So you know what I've discovered is that I guess these players can just somehow hear me. So every time I say something that doesn't seem plausible, they just say, Zeke, hold my slurp juice. Watch this. So that's why I basically said that. I was like, there's no.
Porfa, tío, no me mueras así.
And you know, I was wrong.
Piro, que el otro pavo no será ni puta.
Because that's going to keep Aiden alive. That exercise
Pero
is going
¿os
to make
cuenta que el otro pavo no se da ni
And then
cuenta
the
de que
Storm
está?
actually moving back over across from him when he's in kind of a tough position from the metal. Will now have to rotate away, but isn't going to be forced out. And with just above 70 effective HP, that's going to be huge. Got to chuck out the stinks to try and get whatever ticks he can. Those players are all super low, and he drops down. He gets Cameron in JG. Can he find the other player? Casker gets ticked over as well. That's one, that's two. He gets the knock there. He needs to find the conversion. Can he siphon? He did. 49.
Aiden ha muerto. Se ha salvado. Pero tío, ¿habéis visto de qué manera se ha salvado Aiden? Tío, una salvada, loco. Se había pegado.
Which I'm assuming is from knocking out the high ground, so I'm not sure anybody's up there yet. High ground is now gone. Aspect and Animal own it.
12 players, 8 duos, top 5 is the next threshold. You've got a player down below using that campfire, trying to keep themselves alive right now in Aspect, and you know, his dual partner Animal, like you said, they've got the high ground advantage. This is huge. It depends on where we're going, but look at Animal's HP, bottom left right now. Critical condition. Later there is going to be picked up, and 106 over on the dome of that player. Aspect only gets traded out for 38.
He wants to go aggro on him. He knows where that player is, knows he's on the backside. He's looking to find it. How deep did he disengage down? Can I go find it as symmetrical? Picks up Bambi for Pyronic, and we're going to have our top 5. So now it's Stony and Crunchy on the low ground. Tendons and forwards on the tarp beneath. Aspect and Animal on both the front. Tendons and Nolan are in your bottom right-hand corner. Aspect and Animal in the top right. You can see all the rest of the action on the left-hand side. As Stony does end up actually forcing it down. Nolan Tendons goes to try and challenge, is able to find it, and then Stony gets knocked as well. But the high ground's going to be the difference, as Tendons is doing everything he can to remain in the zone, and he found it, 10 HP, but it's not going to matter. Aspect picks it up. That's the 4 elims plus the victory of 14 points going over. Pushing up to 53. That's why they were up there on the leaderboard. The favorites coming in after all the warm-ups kind of fell off. But Aspect has been rolling, and they're trying to make it again. This is week 10. Oceania is done. Asia is done. Europe is done. And we're in the back half of NA East. It is time
una señal que
to
te
put
ponga
up
como
or
la tormenta se
stay
está
at
cerrando.
home.
Pues
The
pongan.
trips to New York City are on the
Ya
line.
no se pueden
Bizzle
utilizar
and Demo
las
want to be there together. Of course,
las
Bizzle
torrenciales o como se
qualified
llama.
in week 1, but he wants to be playing with Demo on that stage.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you want to try and get your dual partner into the finals, right? This is going to be one of the most insane events, I think, ever, right? And if you're Ghost Bizzle, who's already qualified, you're thinking, I've got to try and get my dual partner there. Demo, we've got to make it there. And, you know, they've come close. They haven't put it together yet.
I think they came probably about as close as any other guys. I've told the story a couple times.
Yeah, you have.
And I think it was week 4 or week 6 there. No, it was week 6. There was one Shadow Bomb rotation when they were in 16th place, where they popped the window and 2 guys were staring at them, just waiting for the door to come out, and they both got lasered, and a half second later, somebody else went down. So that would have been the points. That would have been enough to push them over the top. And that's when we talk about every little moment mattering, every decision sometimes being the difference. That is the prime example. But Virus QT does get picked up, and Bizzle and Demo are going to look to make a case here. Kind of hurting in terms of utility, but positional-wise, not in a bad spot.
Yeah, I mean, ammo is looking pretty sparse, right? Just a mag and a half in the AR. There are a few rounds with the flint knock, a few slugs there for the combat. Not much the way to work with. Look on the other side, though. Vivid. He is 2 boxes away. Now, 72 is in critical condition. Take a look, and look at this. 5 total bills.
No shields on either of them. Like, they have less than 1 effective HP. They do have a rift, but you don't want to go skyward unless you're going late, and it can guarantee you placements. But you also don't want to be caught out in an awkward rotation here. They can't afford to tarp. You either have to go right away, or it goes super late and just pray nobody looks in your direction, which for somebody, they're sitting on 50 points. They find 1, 2, 3, but the 16 isn't going to be enough. They desperately needed it, but now the attention is drawn their way. 72 is going over. You see the combat swiftly towards them. It's Lotus directly above. Predator on the backside, and they're going to go late. They're going to go late, and they're going to pop and just hang out and hope nobody looks skyward, because 1 AR bullet will drop 72, 2 will drop Vivid, but right now everyone else is worried about rotating. There it goes, skyward, and he knows it's white. All of a sudden Vivid goes straight. Oh my God, Mark's getting fired.
Dios mío.
Gets dropped. That could be the difference. They have all the mats. They have the mid-turn.
Yeah,
they need to drop down and get more, though. They need the campfire. They need all the resources.
Algunas cosas que no.
Vivid is down. You have to cover your side. Vivid is down. 72 has to clutch up, but he's taking ticks. He's over in the storm. You can see him there, dead middle of your screen, and he is down outside of the top 15. But look in the bottom left, Ninja in reverse still up. Bizzle and Demo, Artsy and Midas, Sean, Claude in the middle as well. And hello, first SMG, first time I think we've seen that. All cast, Bizzle puts it to work right there.
Every single weapon, every single form of utility, everything in the hands of these players that are playing the top 0.01% will be lethal.
I mean, Bizzle doesn't even need to use weapons sometimes to be successful. We've seen him, you know what, I'll give him a shout out for the memery, but like, in the end, it's really impressive doing that. You don't expose yourself to risk, but the fact that he's still going out and trying to make plays with the impulses and the turrets, like, that's when you know somebody's on another level for the solos competition. But Cartier Chris looking skyward, drops down, cool guys don't look at explosions as 1, 2, take over right there, really heads up
porque estaban arriba
y but still, 2 eliminations, 2 points on the board, and pushes them into top 15. You'll like to see it. The lobby's going to continue thinning out. Now keep in mind, top 10 is that next placement threshold. That's where their next aim is. You got to up in the sky. Germ, I'm so sorry, you have been eliminated.
Hogman goes down, but was inside the top 10, so he got the 5 points. Bizzle and Demo are still up as well on the mid-target, as shots are raining down. They're doing so well. Bizzle and Demo both go down outside the top 5. No more points there for the vaulted duo, and now Está
ninja, con reverse toca. Ah, no, con Cartier, que llevan 39 puntos el ninja. Lleva una baja. Bueno, esta partida estarán asegurando un poco. Han asegurado. Buena. No, al revés es K. Reverse es K. ¿Dónde está con Cartier? No, no sé cuando se enfrente a reverse 2K, tío, que es
Ninja continuing to tarp himself out. Did have enough. No. Reverse went to the sky.
Aquí, no, Ninja está con reverse 2K. Ahí. Vale, eso ya me queda más claro, es que Claro, es que como creía que era el de arriba, vale, ninja, no, ninja está perdido, Ha perdido a Rebeca, está 17 de vida y... Evidentemente, estaba muy tocado de vida, para mí, estaba muy tocado de vida. Estaba arriba y había perdido a Rebeca. Los dos pavos, yo creo que están llevando la alegría de que acaban de ganar una partida en la World Cup. Eso es complicado. Entonces,
you got E11 Heart there in the center screen, 33 players, 19 duos remain, so we're pushing the very stretches here of the lobbies. You know, more often in finals day we've seen dense lobbies, upwards of 50 people, upwards of 30 duos remaining, and that is not the case because today is the difference. Today is your opportunity to qualify for finals in New York City, and that's all these players have worked for.
La última oportunidad de conseguir llegar a la final. O sea, que tenéis que quedar en buena posición. En plan, primero, segundo, se me ha pirado. Bueno, chicos, os voy a enseñar para que se clasifique la gente. Mira, esto es el 21 del 6. O sea, este es el último día. Vamos a ver el 20 de mayo. Luego, esto se gana bien rápido. El top 1 hasta el top 4. En todas las que ha habido una World Cup que te clasificas a la World Cup. Allá. Entonces, esta es a los que no hayan quedado top del 1 al 4 en ninguna semana. Esta es su última oportunidad para meterse. Y fue ya. Con Ninja, la toca con Ninja, lo ha dicho en uno de sus directos en Twitch. Bueno, a ver que se les había pirado un poquito se les ha petado. Mejor un poco así la camioneta.
It's looking pretty good. I'd be curious to see what Keys has, because Slacks is pretty stacked. Like, obviously, if you had like 3 more Shadow Bombs, an extra 2 rifts, or an extra rift, excuse me, to have 2, that'd be great. But even Keys' loadout's not bad either.
Yeah, lots of rotation. They're going to look to play safe here. They see everyone around them rifting over.
La verdad es que sabiendo que en una de las partidas te puedo jugar fue Ninja, la verdad es que estaría
I want to say conspiracy theory where the circles are forced to go over mountains or changes in verticality. I can 100% confirm that it's not true. The way the storm works, there's a minimal maximum distance for how far it can move from the current circle.
Si te encuentras algo
There's
solo,
no like predetermined path or all that, so I will just absolutely eliminate that conspiracy theory. But now Slacks is trying to eliminate his opponent in the box. Hello?
los que no son de este lo van a tener más difícil los que no son de PC.
Brilliant pickup from Slacks and Keys who are trying to make their push for qualification. That elim gets them into the top 15 as well. 8 elims, 11 points so far from this match. And Keys is looking to do everything they can. We've seen them, Zeke. They're at the top and they keep it up.
Just having the same skin is probably what made the difference, because you saw the player for a moment react and
bastante buena partida. Ojo que lo tiene. A trompo. Vámonos. La trampa, yo la verdad es que sí, ha sido buenísima. La verdad es que ha tenido razón de decir que ha sido muy buena trampa. Entonces, la verdad es que sabe lo que dice. Es el típico probazo del juego. Será de pequeño.
Yeah, the Dominican top 10. Saturno being picked up. We saw him in the winter we're out trying to represent. But Visitell gets picked up. And B-Hex up on the high ground, completely uncontested. So the guys you want to keep your eyes on right now are B-Hex and then Slacks and Keys. They're the ones who are trying to make a push for qualification. What happens to them is what matters here. All the rest of the players playing for their shot in the prize money. Those duos are in contention for a World Cup spot. B-Hex picks up Snappy on the high ground. Jaw is able to get Stainless, and Cross is trying to find some time. Drags gets picked up as well. The top 5 is going to be huge. Knock comes through because of the stink, and we get close to that top 5.
There it is. Top 5 has been achieved. Now look at this. We are moving this duo left in this lobby. Everyone else is a solo rider. Another person has been eliminated. Look at this. Cross is just trying to cross up these players, finding the elimination. That's Keys. He shuts it down.
Slacks and Keys were the last duo, but Keys is now knocked into straight solos competition from here.
All coming down to the wire. Look at Cross's HP, though. He can top back up to 100 shield, but his HP is going to make the difference. You see HK down below. He immediately gets picked up. Again, like Sundown talked about, Bags and Slacks. These are the 2 players to keep your eyes on, and that is there. 2 of the 3 players left. Cross is the meat in this sandwich right now. He does not want to be here. Bags has all of the HP advantage in the world. And now look at this. Cross, he knows Slacks is close. He doesn't know how much HP he's on. He knows Bags is up top, keeping him pinned down. And look at Slacks trying to close
Slacks
down.
has no mats. Slacks has absolutely no mats. Watch how he's walking around. He has nothing. He's just running through the open. B-Hex just lasered him right there. Cross needs to get the edit on him, and he does. Cross will pick that up. B-Hex should be able to close this out because Cross is on no mats now. B-Hex needs to get it, and he does. Gets the E-Lip, gets the victory royale. 65 points for B-Hex and Hart. That's what I'm talking about. Keys and Slacks, those are the moments. Cross getting the elim and B-Hex closing it out. If the Keys and Slacks are able to get that, that could be the difference. But with every single interaction mattering, these are the exact moments, the ones that will impact who is sitting there. And we're going to get right into the next match. You can see Lavish, Vivid, 72 hours, Ninja, Reverse, pick whoever you want. 53 points right now for the Liquid duo. Make it 54 once they convert onto C-Leo. There is no quad crasher flying in this zone around Vivid and 72. No flight zone. They'll swat you down.
Man, look at where we are, man. Depends on where we go from here. The effective play space is going to get very funky very, very quickly. You can see, if you're looking at the bottom right, there's already some of that blue area. Remember, that's the edge of the mountain. So that space, you could build off the side of the mountain, but you don't want to be doing that.
Bueno, sí, sigue marcando. No marques la doble que te has hecho, loco.
They want to get all of this because this is 3 teams with the loop on the side of the zone. They have literally can open a whole anything. Like everything is wholesale. You want medkits, you want shields, you want ammo, you want mats. The Liquid boys got it right now.
This is going to just like absolutely increase their potential winning this game, right? They've got it all. Their loadout is looking so good, and now with that Rift to go, all the upgrades, you've got a combat shotgun right there sitting outside. I hope that they've potentially picked that up.
They're both already rocking them, like you can tell. There's like people complain about, come on, you got combats laying everywhere. These guys will leave it. What do you mean they need them?
That was a good one. I like this.
No, it's not funny. It's fine. But now you can see what they want to do. Ganan
casi todas las partidas.
They're not really sure where players are, but they're
si no estuvieran
there's about 3 duos in between them and the zone, so they're gonna opt for an early launch pad.
Para que estás haciendo unos partidos, no has calentado bien, no has hecho nada, pues evidentemente tienes que calentar un poco antes de jugar. Si juegas en competitivo, la verdad.
Don't hold on to him. It's not worth taking all the chip. Pop a shadow, get over, get safe. We've seen it before.
Yo tengo un team competitivo, la verdad, si os queréis unir, algún día haré como un directo buscando a la gente. Por si nos falla alguno para algún día, pues tener a más gente.
There is just so many high-profile players that we have seen. And now look, like you said, man, now they have to burn things like the slurp, right? I completely agree. They probably should have used the Rift, but like it's better to use it then lose it, you know?
As long as they had enough to get themselves back up, not losing the effective HP, like, they're gonna be fine. They have a good side of the zone. It's worth holding the material for there. It's just, you get a critical mass point, right? Like, Ninja gets one more headshot on him, somebody's gonna pour a stick grenade at him, or they're gonna spend more resources.
Yo tengo esa skill la que lleva Ninja ahora mismo.
Goes a 36 and a 72 with a little bit of fall damage. Will they be able to aggress right there? That's Chap and Poach trying to get out. They also have priority on the zone. If you look at the bottom right, the entire lobby has to rotate past Ninja in reverse.
Here we go.
Y ahora
Here it
en
goes.
directo.
You can see the side of the racetrack, better known as Gus, because, you know, it spells out G-U-S.
Ya
You know, I
está
feel like there's a lot of people that didn't know
Llegó la nueva
that.
tienda
Now,
junto
you know,
en
but
media
here we
hora
go.
de directo.
Rotations
Vemos la
begin.
nueva
And so
tienda
now this is like you said, reverse and Ninja, they just gotta sit here, wait for the right mistakes, like that person in the fog, and start cracking and attacking the resources they have, with that BHP, shields, rifts, materials, the likes.
They need elims. They need elims to catch up right now. They need a big game. They need big shots, and that's what Ninja is capable of. You see the number of rifle rounds he's putting in, but not quite connecting onto eliminations is going to end up being a big factor because they need all the points if they want to be in New York City. They don't care about anything else. They want to be on that stage. Reverse will already be there, but Ninja wants to own it as well. As Luke gets picked up, they're going to make the effort here. They're in a prime position to do it. Side of the zone, still have a shadow bomb apiece, and the rift as we're closing in on top 15.
And Poach goes down just outside of that top 15 range, so no points. Hopefully, his dual partner is still alive. We got to hope right now. Yeah, okay. So now, I mean, Ninja is a laser beam, right? If he gets set up, he's going to just shut people out, right? He's going to rip them to shreds just like that. Finds another one. He just needs the positioning. Now he's going to start rotating the rip. Perfect. Yes, I love this.
Because they don't need to worry about getting caught into that fracas right there. The number of
Aunque la siguiente vez
it doesn't matter how
irá más gente. No solamente una World Cup, una
two
World
made it
Cup
out.
cada
One
año.
rifted, the other two
Sería
shadow
lo
bombs.
mejor, yo creo.
Everyone else got picked up. So using that utility in that circumstance to get another opportunity is fine. Proximity launcher into the common tack from
Y más torneos para que la gente pueda meterse en torneos. Nunca aburrirse jugar competitivo
Elims 5 placement points so far.
con su
Proximity grenade launcher is out
competitivo,
from
con su
Pizzle.
equipo
It's fantastic.
competitivo.
It's basically a
Es lo que
guaranteed
yo ahora
70 chip
estoy
right now,
diciendo.
and they're looking for it. Demo trying to find whatever angle he can, pushing through. Top 5, 6 place in threshold. Arsley drops down directly in front of boxes. Go out, and a great combo shot. That is teamwork if I've ever seen it from Pizzle and Demo, and the Ghost Boys are now into the top 5.
9 players who
arriba
they
está
could very well push for this victory royale. Vivid gets picked up, and look at the high ground. Reverse and Ninja, they're still here. You got, oh no! He gets cracked there, and look, Demo is down as well. But it's okay. Bizzle has been in situations like this. Now the question is, what are Ninja and Reverse going to do? They get cracked, and look!
Bueno, estamos fuera. Volviste fuera. Ha ganado Ninja. 2 bajas, 4 bajas. Es que también digo, a lo mejor competitivo en Fortnite es mejor relajadito. Sí, ya está pasado. Vamos a ir aquí. Relajado y bajando ahora las municiones para hacerlo mejor, la verdad. Bueno chicos, ya son 1:30. Bueno, espero que os haya gustado el directo. Si dais like, suscribiros, chao. Ahora hago otro directo con una nueva tienda, así que chao.